The Rookie Season 9, Episode 1, when a face everyone believed was gone forever, suddenly returns. Not as a rumor, not as a theory, but alive, breathing, and standing in the shadows of the very system that thought it had buried them. And the second that truth hits, everything changes. Because this is no longer just another case. This is personal. This is about trust breaking inside the LAPD, about old wounds reopening, about relationships being pushed to limits they have never faced before, and about one terrifying truth nobody is ready to accept. The past never truly dies. It waits. And now it has returned. The city of Los Angeles looks peaceful on the outside. The streets are moving, lights glowing, people living their lives like normal. But inside the LAPD, nothing feels normal anymore. The department is still carrying the weight of everything that happened before. The betrayals, the losses, the kidnappings, the unfinished business that never really got closure. And even though time has passed, the scars never healed. But peace never lasts long in this world. And the first major crack appears when senior officers begin acting strange. Conversations stop the second someone walks into the room. Files are moved quietly in the middle of the night. Names that were once erased begin showing up again in restricted reports, and the rookies notice it before anyone else. Because when you are new, you pay attention to everything. And something feels wrong. Something big. Something dangerous. Officer Nolan feels it stronger than anyone because he recognizes patterns. Patterns hidden inside small crimes that look random on the surface but feel connected underneath. Familiar methods. Familiar signatures. Clues that point toward someone who should not even exist anymore. And with every new piece Nolan uncovers, the truth gets heavier. This is not a new enemy. This is an old enemy. One who survived, learned, and returned smarter than before. But the emotional weight inside the department is even heavier because Lucy and Tim are still missing, and their absence feels like an open wound nobody can ignore. Tim's leadership, his discipline, his ability to hold chaos together is gone. And Lucy's heart, her instincts, her presence, all of it is missing too. And the team feels incomplete without them. Every operation feels weaker. Every decision feels uncertain. And now, as evidence starts connecting their kidnapping to this new return, the fear inside the station grows into something worse, because it means Lucy and Tim were never random victims. They may have been chosen, targeted for a reason that no one understands yet. Captain Gray tries to keep control, but even he feels the ground shifting beneath him, because he has seen war before. He has seen chaos. But this feels different. This feels planned, patient, like someone has been waiting through every season, every mistake, every victory, just to return at the exact right moment when the department is weakest, and that timing is what terrifies him most. Then the incidents begin stacking up. A stolen file disappears from evidence. A witness tied to an old case goes missing. A patrol unit is attacked at a location connected to a case closed years ago, and suddenly it is impossible to ignore. These are not random events. They are connected, like someone is reopening every mistake the LAPD ever made and using it as a weapon against them. Nolan sees it clearly. Every move feels like part of a larger design. A map of old pain being rebuilt piece by piece. Then a routine patrol call changes everything when officers respond to what looks like a simple disturbance, only to find themselves standing inside an abandoned building tied to a secret undercover operation from years ago, a case everyone believed was dead. And the second Captain Gray hears the location, he knows this is no coincidence, because closed cases do not wake themselves up. Someone reopened it, someone is rebuilding an old network, and they are doing it right in front of the LAPD without anyone noticing. The rookies feel the pressure immediately, because this is no longer training. This is survival. And every radio call feels different now. Every backup delay feels suspicious. Every silence on the line feels like a warning. And one rookie asks the question nobody wants to hear. What if this enemy is not outside? What if they are inside? And that single thought spreads through the station like poison, because once doubt enters, trust dies fast. Nolan keeps digging deeper into old case files and finds something disturbing. Every enemy they fought before followed the same pattern. They studied the department first, learned its weak points, waited for emotional fractures, then attacked when nobody expected it. And what is happening now feels exactly the same. Not similar, exactly the same. And that is when Nolan understands the truth. This return is not about revenge. It is about correction. Someone believes the past was handled wrong, and now they have returned to fix it their own way. But correction always brings consequences. Then comes the moment that changes everything forever. During a digital sweep of old encrypted channels, the analysts recover a hidden message buried deep inside an abandoned network. At first, it looks meaningless, but once decoded, it reveals just one line. They were only the beginning. That line sends shock through the station because it means Lucy and Tim were never the final target. They were only the opening move, the first signal, the trigger for something much bigger that is only now starting to unfold. Panic spreads fast inside the LAPD. Officers begin questioning everything, every past decision, every case, every so-called victory, wondering if they were ever truly in control or if they were just reacting to a plan set in motion long before they realized it. Captain Gray tightens security, locks down access, limits communication, but even he knows it may already be too late, because whoever is behind this is watching, studying, testing them, learning their every move. And in the final moments of episode 1, Nolan finds one final clue buried deep inside an old classified file, a single name, a name connected to Lucy, Tim, the kidnappings, and every hidden network behind this nightmare, a name that should not exist anymore. But before Nolan can tell anyone, the lights inside evidence suddenly go out, the doors lock on their own, and in the darkness a voice speaks, calm, cold, and terrifying. You're finally starting to understand. And in that moment, Nolan realizes the truth. This is not just another case. This is war. And the enemy has already made the first move. Nolan freezes. Because this is no longer suspicion, no longer theory. It is confirmation. Someone has been inside the system this entire time, watching every move, controlling every piece. And now they are close enough to speak directly to him. The emergency lights flicker red across the evidence room, turning everything into shadows. And Nolan's heartbeat pounds harder as he realizes the doors are sealed from the outside. Whoever is behind this didn't just want to scare him. They wanted him to know one thing clearly. They are always ahead. Across the station, alarms suddenly trigger. Not loud enough for panic, but enough to create confusion. And Captain Gray immediately senses something is wrong. Officers rush through the halls trying to understand what happened, but communication systems begin glitching, screens freezing, radios cutting in and out. And in that moment, the terrifying truth becomes impossible to ignore. This enemy is not just attacking from outside, they have access from within. When Nolan is finally pulled from the locked room, shaken but focused, he reveals the name he found inside the file, and the reaction from Gray says everything before a single word is spoken. That name is not just familiar, it is dangerous. A ghost tied to one of the LAPD's darkest buried operations. A person officially marked dead years ago, yet somehow connected to every current incident. And if that name is active again, then everything they believed about the past was a lie. Meanwhile, the emotional pressure around Lucy and Tim grows heavier when a new clue surfaces. A partial GPS signal recovered from an old burner phone linked to their kidnapping. It is weak, unstable, but enough to suggest they may still be alive. That changes everything. Hope enters the room for the first time, but hope is dangerous because it makes people reckless. Nolan pushes for immediate action, but Gray holds him back because the signal feels too convenient, too perfect, almost like bait. And if this enemy is as patient as they now believe, then bait is exactly what they would use.